The concept of social media really began back in the late 90s with the rise of 6 Degrees, the first social media platform or website, and then Friendster and MySpace. None of those are around nowadays. But in the last 15 years, social media has really taken off and dominated the internet. In this video, I want to show you the top 10 social media platforms, a little quick overview on how to use them, and a brief history of each one. If you want to learn more about any one of these, I have detailed tutorials on all 10, so I'll put that in the description below this video. In the last 4 years, I've created well over 1,000 videos covering social media platforms and tech platforms for my website, Howfinity.com. So you could learn all about any one of those in far more detail than what I'm gonna cover in this video. Let's go through the list of the top 10, and I sorted this by monthly active users from smallest to largest. That just means how many people visit that social media platform per month. Number 10 is Discord with over 100 million monthly active users. Discord started back in 2015 as a group chat platform really dedicated to gaming. So a lot of gamers would go on Discord and create a group for themselves to chat about a specific game. Discord to this day is very popular among gamers. But in the last few years, and especially in 2020, it really took off as a social media platforms, and now it's well beyond gaming. And basically how Discord works is Discord is made up of what's called servers. Imagine each server being a group about a specific topic. So a game could have its own server, a different group about a different interest could have its own server. Imagine those as communities or groups. Now, any one individual could be inside of a server or many servers. There are two types. There are private servers. So I could go create a server on Discord. That's on my own private group. I would invite my friends. We could chat, we could share videos, we could send messages, we could live stream our games or our screen. And there are public servers, like imagine a big game or a big community has their own public servers where me, again, as an individual or really anybody could join that server and contribute to the conversation. The way this becomes a social media platform are those public servers where you could join those public groups and see what's being said in those groups and then contribute with your own comments or your own pictures. Now, each one of those communities or servers have their own set of rules because they're created by other people. So you do have to follow along those rules if you want to stay in that group. And you could use Discord on a mobile app on Android and iOS, and you could use it on discord.com. And there's a Discord app for Mac and PC. Number 9 is Twitter with over 330 million monthly active users. Twitter is one of the oldest in the group and it started back in 2006. And back then you could share your thoughts, but you had a character limit on how many words or how many characters you could use, which was 140 characters. So you would really share your thoughts in a quick way. And that was really what made Twitter stand out in the world of social media back in 2006. Twitter now has up to 280 characters and you could share multiple tweets at the same time. The little thoughts that you share are called tweets. And nowadays you could share photos, you could share videos, you could share links to websites, so you don't just have to use text on Twitter. And in 2020, Twitter had one of its biggest updates ever with something called Twitter Fleet. And that is a way to share videos or photos on Twitter that disappeared after 24 hours. On some other social media platforms that we'll talk about, those are called stories, but in Twitter, they're called fleets, and they're really a great way to share things on Twitter that won't stay permanently on anyone's profile. And inside of Twitter, besides creating your own tweet, sharing your own thoughts, you could follow other people, public figures, celebrities, just about anybody that has a Twitter profile. You could go ahead and follow them and contribute to the conversation by commenting on their tweets. There's also something called retweeting. That's when you share someone else's tweet on your own Twitter profile. It's really a great way to amplify a message or share a message that you care about. You could use Twitter on twitter.com and Twitter mobile app on Android and iOS devices. An interesting note about Twitter, it is a publicly traded company. You could buy Twitter stocks, but back in 2016, it was almost sold to Disney of all companies, and Disney actually backed out at the very last minute. At number 8, we have Snapchat with over 350 million monthly active users. And it started back in 2011 as a messaging platform where you send a message to one of your friends and the message disappeared after they look at it just one time. That was a unique thing that Snapchat had that at that time no other platform had. And it also had very realistic filters, so you could use the Snapchat camera, record yourself or take a picture of yourself and add filters, add a mustache for yourself, add a hat, a lot of different cool things, even turn yourself into a baby later on. So that was all part of Snapchat and what made it really stand out. Snapchat later became a full-blown social media platform where you could create your own profile, share your own stories, follow your friends, and they had Snapchat streaks, which meant if you send a snap to a friend, every single day you would keep a streak, and that really kept people engaged on Snapchat. And in 2020, Snapchat introduced Spotlight, which is another platform inside of Snapchat for sharing videos that were in the longer vertical format and they were short form videos. So 15-second videos could be shared on Spotlight. Snapchat is also a publicly traded company in the US. At number 7, we have Reddit with over 400 million monthly active users. Now, Reddit is also one of the old social media platforms. It's been around since 2005, and it was more of an internet forum for sharing content. You could use Reddit anonymously, create a profile for yourself, and then read the latest post, share your comments, and create your own posts too. And with your own posts, as long as you have a Reddit account, they could be text-based, they could be photo-based, they could be video-based, or they could be link-based, meaning you're just sharing another website on your Reddit page. Now, the way Reddit works is, unlike other social media platforms, Reddit has an upvote and downvote system. So when a post is created on Reddit, people could upvote and downvote, and the one with the most upvote moves up to the top of Reddit. It was called the front page of the internet for that reason, because the most popular posts will just move up to the front page of Reddit. And it was something to be proud of if you ever made it with your post to the front page of Reddit. Reddit is comprised of thousands, hundreds of thousands of communities called subreddits. So whatever your interest is, you could go to reddit.com, search for that interest, and find a subreddit, which is that community, and join it. Now, each subreddit is almost like its own little platform on the internet with its own set of rules. So some subreddits you could post videos, some you can't. Some you could leave comments, some you can't. But it's really the subreddits, all those different communities that make up Reddit. Reddit also has an award system where you could purchase coins and then contribute those coins to people for their post or for their comments. It's a way to reward people and make the tight community of Reddit really stand out on the internet. At number 6, we have Pinterest with over 440 million monthly active users, and it's a platform that's been around since 2010. You could access it at pinterest.com or the mobile app of Pinterest on iOS and Android. Now, the best way to describe Pinterest, it's almost a digital scrapbook. So how Pinterest works is you could create a profile on Pinterest, create what's called a board for yourself. It's almost like a folder on your computer. And inside of that board, you could put items in there called pins. So you pin things to your board. So if you have a physical board, imagine if you're pinning pictures to it. And you could make boards for any interest that you have. You could have one for recipes. You could have one for home decor. You could have one for working out. Pinterest is made out of a lot of different boards and pins. And just about anything you could imagine you could find there for your interest. So to get started with Pinterest, all you have to do is create an account, create multiple different boards based on your interests for yourself, and then you could search all of Pinterest for the different things you could pin to that board, depending on your interest again. Now, these could be photos, they could be videos, they could be animations, they could be linked to other websites, and you could pin other people's things to your boards and kind of have that customized scrapbook for yourself. You could always create your own too. So if you use it on the computer, you could access your computer and whatever picture you have on there and pin it to one of your boards. Same thing if you use the mobile app. At number 5, we have LinkedIn with over 760 million monthly active users. and it is the oldest social media platform that survived on this list. LinkedIn was founded back in 2003. This is pre-Facebook and YouTube. And LinkedIn was designed as the only social media platform designated for professional use. So the way LinkedIn works is you still could create a profile just like any social media platform, but instead of sharing personal things on that profile, you would share your resume and your work history and a professional headshot for your picture. And everything about LinkedIn is designed for you to connect to other professionals. Maybe you're looking for finding a job. LinkedIn is a perfect place for that. Maybe you're looking to connect with other co-workers in your company. LinkedIn is a perfect place for that. Now, in LinkedIn, you could still share photos and videos and articles, but you want to keep it related to work. It's a professional social media platform. And it's one of the only platforms, because it's designated for professionals, for running advertising directly to companies or using people's job title to advertise to them. You can't really do that in most social media platforms out there, but LinkedIn makes it very, very focused in their advertising to do that. LinkedIn is no longer privately held. It was purchased by Microsoft back in 2016 for $26 billion. And LinkedIn later bought lynda.com and turned it into LinkedIn Learning, which is a video-based platform for learning anything. So imagine if you wanted to learn Photoshop or you wanted to learn Microsoft Word, LinkedIn Learning has courses for that. So you would pay monthly and you would get access to the entire LinkedIn library for learning just about anything to help you with work-related tasks. At number 4, we have TikTok and almost 1 billion monthly active users. And it's the latest newcomer to the list of the top 10 social media platforms. Now, TikTok is a social media platform for sharing short form videos. It began with 15-second videos as the maximum. Now you could share up to 60-second videos, and even photo templates are included. And as a user of TikTok, if you don't want to be a creator on TikTok, you could watch other creators' videos. You could react to them by giving them a like or a heart. You could comment on those videos, and you could follow many, many, many creators on TikTok and see all their creation on the platform. And again, it started with a mobile app. Now you could use it on TikTok.com as well and view TikTok videos on there. And the way it really took off is back in 2018, TikTok acquired another company called Musical.ly, which was designed the exact same way, where people were creating videos, a lot of dance videos or lip syncing videos to music that were part of the app. And then it really took off after they bought Musical.ly, especially in the US. And the most popular creator on TikTok has over 100 million followers on the platform. And number 3, we have Instagram with over 1 billion monthly active users. Now, Instagram was created back in 2010 as really a filtering and camera app, but it really has grown into one of the biggest and most useful social media platforms. Instagram had a really great timing. When it was created back in 2010, that's when the rise of really good camera phones and the iPhone began, and it kind of grew at the same time with the ability to take pictures and post it on Instagram or using it as a filtering app. Now, in 2012, Facebook ended up buying Instagram for over $1 billion. And ever since Facebook purchased Instagram, it's had a lot of updates, a lot of feature inside of Instagram. Now, although Instagram started just as a filtering app and then a photo sharing app, you could do so many things nowadays with Instagram, and it's really grown in the last 10 years. Now you could go live on Instagram, you could share long format videos on Instagram, you could share short format videos on Instagram, still photos on Instagram, and Instagram rolls out new features all the time. It began rolling out a few years ago Instagram Stories, a way to share disappearing photos and videos just like you could do on Snapchat as part of a different section of Instagram outside of what the Instagram used to be, which is called Instagram Feed. So you had Instagram Feed, then you had Instagram Story, then they later introduced IGTV, a way to share videos that were longer than a minute, so all the way up to 15 minutes, a great way to compete with YouTube. After that, they introduced Instagram Reels, a way to compete with TikTok, with again short format vertical videos in the same swipe up format where you could watch a lot of videos in a brief amount of time. Now they have a whole direct messaging platform and so much more inside of the Instagram app, including shopping. You could actually buy stuff on Instagram just from the things people post on Instagram. So it's become very, very powerful. Multiple different platforms into one. You could use it on Instagram.com. But to really get the most use out of Instagram, you should use the Instagram app on iOS, on iPhone, or on Android phones. And you could become a creator on Instagram and use the Instagram app to create your own videos. The Instagram app gives you a lot of control, and I have hundreds of videos about that on Howfinity.com. At number 2, we have YouTube with over 2 billion monthly active users. And YouTube started as a video sharing platform back in 2005, but Google quickly bought it in 2006 for over $1 billion. Now, anyone could create a YouTube account by creating a Google account. They could follow other channels by subscribing to them. They could watch any video they want. They could give videos thumbs up and thumbs down. They could comment on videos. They could share videos. And you could become a YouTube creator and upload your own videos. All you have to do is with your YouTube account, make a YouTube channel. And just about anybody could do that too. And one of the most unique things about YouTube is, unlike most social media platforms out there, YouTube actually pays its content creators. Now, 55% of every dollar they make on YouTube, they give out to the creator, and they pay billions of dollars a year to their creators. The only thing is, now to get paid on YouTube, you do need 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 people have to subscribe to your channel. And you do need 4,000 hours of watch time in 1 year's time. So 4,000 hours of your videos need to be consumed before you could apply and become a YouTube partner and then get paid from YouTube and Google. And YouTube has also added new features inside of YouTube. Like now you could go live as a creator and watch live videos on YouTube. And in 2020, they rolled out YouTube Shorts, which are again vertical type videos that are short, less than 60 seconds, and they show up in a different part of the YouTube app. You could also create those on the YouTube mobile app. Now, YouTube can be viewed on desktop on youtube.com. There's mobile apps for iOS, Android, and tablets, and it's very easy to watch videos on YouTube in just about every resolution, all the way to 4K resolution. And because YouTube is owned by Google, it's also a powerful search engine, ranking at number 2, just short of Google as far as the search engine goes. So the search field on youtube.com is used so much every single day for searching different things, for tutorials, how-tos, and much, much more. And finally, the number 1 and the biggest social media platform is Facebook, with over 2.7 billion monthly active users. Now, Facebook is almost the oldest social media platform on this list, and it was created back in 2004 on a college campus. And back then, you needed a .edu email address, meaning you had to be enrolled in college in order to sign up for Facebook. But a couple years later, they opened it up to everybody, so just about anybody could create a Facebook account and create a Facebook profile. Now, what Facebook did is Facebook made it so easy for you to find your friends, your lost friends and relatives worldwide. It connected so many people that way, starting back in 2004. And with a Facebook profile, Facebook allowed you to share your thoughts in a status by typing out text and just letting people what you're up to, your friends what you're up to. It also lets you share videos and photos and really connect with your friends and family that way and keep them up to date. You could also see your friends' profiles and then see their pictures and their videos and their statuses and give them a thumbs up. You could even comment on those, and then you could also share a lot of things on Facebook that way. Now, ever since the simple Facebook profile, Facebook has added a lot of different features to the Facebook platform. Back then, it was only on Facebook.com, but now they have a really powerful mobile app on iOS and Android. The Facebook app is one of the top downloaded apps in the last 10 years or so. Just to give you an example of what you could do on Facebook now, Facebook also has Facebook stories. They're just like Instagram stories that we've already talked about. They also have what's called a Facebook marketplace, an easy place to buy and sell things. They have Facebook dating. They actually have a dating app built into Facebook. There's also Facebook pages, a great way for businesses to have an online presence on Facebook besides a personal profile. There's Facebook Watch, which is a whole site of Facebook where you can watch short form or long form videos. Now with Facebook Watch, Facebook also pays creators when they hit a certain milestone. So you could become a creator on Facebook and get a share of the revenue there too. And there's Facebook Messenger, which rolled out to be its own platform called Messenger, which is a powerful messaging platform that Facebook created. You could still use it on Facebook.com, or you could download the Messenger app or use it on Messenger.com. Now, Facebook owns another messaging app too, and they bought that in 2014 for almost $19 billion called WhatsApp. And WhatsApp, just like Messenger, is an easy platform for sharing videos and text messages and photos between friends and family. Now, Facebook is a publicly traded company, and at the time that I'm recording this video, the stock valuation of Facebook is sitting over $800 billion. Facebook, a social media platform, is almost worth $1 trillion. And that completes our list of the top 10 social media platforms. Again, make sure you check out all the resources in the description. Any social media platform that stood out to you, you could learn exactly how to use it from scratch. For beginners, I have every single one covered in different videos. Thanks so much for all your time and watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends if you think they'll find this useful, and I hope to catch you on the next video.